tell? I was just thinking. We just use this as the start of the YouTube one, and we don't even post to SoundCloud anymore.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we can do that shit.
Okay, we should probably then restart this because we are not going to say
No,
that.
they know what's up. If this is out, then they know that's what's going on. Hey, what's up?
They know what's
so
up.
if you're watching this, then you already know. We're on YouTube now.
Welcome to the Adventure Podcast. So, first things first, we lied because we said we would try and be more consistent with the podcast, and if we didn't do that...
You guys didn't even send me the last podcast, by the way.
Bullshit.
Did I? That's bull. I'm sure that I did that.
No.
I'll be mad at myself if I didn't do that.
No, I'm stalling up.
Swear to God.
Ready for PS4
Look.
crash. Oh my gosh, there's no links.
Fuck.
Oh.
I was just so busy, and then when I went to like edit it and I had like a free moment, I was like, I have like maybe 30 minutes, and I don't know if they're gonna get it in. So
You didn't even tell us to get it.
You didn't even mention it. We thought we sent it to you.
I was just like, I'm just gonna let it pass, and when we start back up, we'll just be on YouTube.
Wait, that was
and-
the one where we said that we would be more consistent.
Yeah, so you can see
And
how.
there you go. There you go.
You can see our confidence there.
Oh, we didn't lie.
We lie so much. Why?
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Why are you
So,
guys still listening to us? We're horrible.
Well, I mean, we're on a whole new platform now,
Yeah, dude.
and reaching a whole new wide variety of people who are not gonna listen to us.
Yeah. Wait,
This is
how do
a
we
fresh start,
import
truly.
our SoundCloud audience over here, though? Well,
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll
no.
figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Who cares?
But
so-
what we do here, let's just go. What we do here, though, for you new YouTube guys, is this is the Adventure Podcast, where we talk about what games we've been playing that week and then a random topic for about an hour with a spicy meme in between the
I mean, we
topics.
try to contain it in an hour, but we
Yeah.
sometimes would go on random tangents, and it goes longer than an hour. But
Yeah.
we'll try to not be that way.
Trust me, you'll love us.
We've been doing this for about a couple months now. This is episode 24? Question mark.
If we count the points where we stopped doing it for extended
Welcome to
periods
episode
of
1
time,
of the YouTube saga.
the
Basically,
YouTube
yes.
saga.
This is the Dragon Ball Z of the Adventure Podcast. We have stopped being Dragon Ball,
I
Oh,
love
and
that
we are
they.
now
went-
Dragon Ball Z.
I love that they didn't call them arcs; they called them sagas.
Mhm.
Fucking
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. We left the whole like journey to the West allegory, like Buddhist, interesting plot series about non-violence and peace, and just into like the bullshit shonen stuff where we shout for an hour at a time.
Hey,
Dude,
I
I
mean, the
never
first
watched-
2 seasons of Dragon Ball Z were good, and then
That's
they
true.
became.
And And then they hit Namek.
and then
No, but we love Dragon Ball Z around here. What we love more
Of
than
course.
Dragon Ball Z around here, debatably actually, is video games.
no, that's not debatable. I love video games more than Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that's true. Dragon Ball Z is on an equal playing field with video games as me.
Dragon Ball Z is not on an equal playing field with video games for me. Dragon Ball Z is far beneath it.
Well,
Mm.
we know you have shit taste, Hunter.
No, I'm not.
Just
Hey,
kidding.
I loved Dragon Ball Z, but
Yeah.
like, come on. Dragon Ball Z against video games? I mean, you put Dragon Ball Z into a video game, you got a good video game.
I mean,
That's true.
DBFZ,
Dragon Ball
right?
Fighter Z is coming out.
Dude, it looks really, really good.
Have you guys
I'm
seen-
just gonna say that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the closed beta launched? And a lot of people
No, I
got
didn't
in on
see
it.
that.
Yeah,
The closed beta for DBFZ too.
yeah,
Really?
yeah. It's out along
Dang.
like at the same time as Dissidia. I don't know why that happened, but yeah.
Oh, Dissidia, dude, I'm in that. That's so fun.
I
Griffin,
haven't done any
I
of the
haven't
Dissidia
started
stuff.
it. No,
Fucking
I
do
didn't-
it.
I didn't even get an email or anything.
I didn't either.
Griffin definitely should have gotten an email because I gave you the fucking code.
Yeah,
and
I
you
forgot
gave
to register
me a
it.
code too.
Hmm.
Maybe you give us
You
duds.
gave me a code too, and I didn't get an email.
Did
so-
you give us duds, DL?
It could not have given you duds.
No,
Where's the money, Lebowski?
When I put in the code, it worked.
Yeah.
It gave me access.
Oh, Square Enix
I
hates
hope
me,
it's
though.
not in like your spam or like promotions box or something. Because I
Yeah.
found mine in the promotions box.
Let me go check.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go check right now, but whatever.
Yeah.
Promote. Yeah, it totally is in. Oh, never mind. I got a Square Enix one for pre-order your 3D Secret of Mana remake, which is
that's
fucking
happening,
awesome.
dude.
Oh yeah, that's a
Forgot
thing
about
that's
that.
happening.
What's all this video game news that's happening that we're not reacting to?
Listen, we've been out of it for a little bit.
Yeah,
We're
we've
just
been out of the
hibernating.
flow. It's like, oh man, just video games are happening. Okay, that's cool life. And then we come back. It's like, oh shit, stuff happened.
Video games have been happening. What the fuck have we been doing? Not video games? What the fuck? What kind of life is that?
Man.
Tired of not video games.
So speaking of video games, have you been playing any? Past 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I have.
go, Hunter.
Shoot.
I'm gonna go first
Go.
if that's cool with you
Yeah,
guys.
sure.
No,
All right.
it's not.
I've been
But go
playing
ahead anyway.
Senua's Sacrifice.
What is that?
Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice.
Oh,
I posted a
Hellblade.
link. I
What?
posted a link to it for DL. I said to DL, like, take a look at this game. It looks like pretty dope, and it is actually
is
pretty dope.
It.
Hellblade. So you explain it.
All right. So basically, when you start off the game, it's about a girl who is on her way to. It's based in Norse mythology, so she's on her way to hell to fight the goddess Hela to bring back her boyfriend.
Okay. As they do.
So what's really cool about this game is it was made by Ninja Theory, and they tried really, really hard to make it a game about mental illness.
Oh,
As
this
a
one.
There
fighting,
you go. He
as
knows.
a fighting
I know what
game.
you're talking about.
He got it.
Yep.
He got it.
I know.
It's amazing. It's really good, and it's cheap too. It's a triple A indie game, as Ninja Theory is calling it, but I don't like that term.
Why don't they just call it double A? Isn't
It's
double
double
A a
A.
thing?
That's a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they should call it a damn good game and leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
That's a
the
good
game
way to
is-
market it. It's a damn good game. Buy it.
the game looks amazing. The game plays really, really well. I have a few hiccups with the puzzles in it because the puzzles are mostly just like match up the symbols from what I've played so far. But overall, a really decent game. Like I'm really enjoying myself, and I'm glad that they got the mental issue about it, or like the mental disability
Psychosis.
issue. Yeah, the psychosis. I'm glad that they got that correct. Because a lot of games try to do that and none of them really succeed.
Yeah.
What the heck was that?
Knocked off. That happens.
That was the baby elephant that DL keeps in his closet.
That
I
I
thought it
mean, I want a baby elephant now.
No, but Hellblade, really freaking good game. Go check it out. Seriously.
My thing with Hellblade is that I remember when you first showed me the footage for it, and I was like, oh, dude, this looks fucking hype. Before I realized that it was about psychosis and shit. And now that I know that it is about psychosis and shit, I'm like, okay, this is still really hype, and I'm glad that they're doing this. But I'm afraid to download it because I don't want it to I don't want to play it and all of a sudden I have a panic attack because I have anxiety. I think that's the main thing that is keeping me from actually buying the game, besides not having money. is just I don't want to lose my mind playing this game. I've seen the first couple minutes. The sound design is lit.
The
It's lit
game
and
literally
scary.
straight up tells you.
Yeah, it's
the
scary.
The game literally tells you right up at the beginning, for the best experience, put on headphones. If you don't put on headphones, you are not getting the best experience. And you should feel bad about yourself.
Wait,
And
it
I was
sounded
like-
like it's a horror game from what you're saying.
It's
kind of not, but
it's not really a horror game. The thing is, so the main character, I'm gonna spoil it. It's not really that big a deal.
Hold
You
on.
can actually figure
Jesus
it out
Christ.
right at the beginning.
This looks so photorealistic. What the fuck?
Yeah. So the main character has schizophrenia.
Okay.
So she hears voices in her head, and those voices are constant throughout the game, and they actually put you down.
Yeah.
Like they're strictly like, most of them are trying to put you down, and some of them try to help you by saying
Yeah, you can-
behind you or dodge or like focus, and it's like tips to fighting.
yeah. Some of them are just like her bigging herself up, and the others just like, you are just gonna fail and all this shit. And it's like, oh, thanks, voices in my head, because I have headphones and this is good sound design.
Yeah, it's pretty lit. It's honestly a good game. I recommend it, but like they do straight up warn you at the beginning, don't play this if you have like anxiety and you're like going to get this kind of stuff, and like you understand this kind of stuff and it bothers you, because we talk to real people who have these issues, and
Yeah, I think
I
think straight up in the credits, like one of the people who like they tank is like the MD, like an actual doctor.
Hmm.
who
Yeah,
works
yeah,
on-
yeah.
Uh,
It's pretty good.
That's pretty neat.
I recommend.
Also, since you played it, I don't know how far you got into it, but can you confirm or deny the bluff for the game literally just straight up deleting your progress if you die too much?
Don't say that. Don't say. I want to know. I don't want to know.
The game
cannot
will tell you immediately in the beginning before you even started up. That was gonna.
No. It doesn't tell you immediately at the beginning, because I was expecting that. It does not. It tells you
It
that
doesn't?
after your first fight.
Oh, okay.
But I cannot confirm nor deny that it is permadeath. I can, however, confirm that there are difficulty levels that you are allowed to place for fighting. And if you keep it on auto, which Brendan had it on for the majority of the game,
Auto difficulty?
it basically
That's
it changes the difficulty as you're fighting.
That's
So like if you're doing
you-
like super good, okay, I guess I'll take you up to a little bit harder enemies. If you're
like
doing
that.
super bad, like we'll make it a little bit easier for you. And I noticed it when Brendan was playing. He was on auto difficulty and it was okay. Like enemies were kind of doing okay, but I mean he didn't die all that often. So I can confirm that it might or might not have auto or permadeath, but it isn't
thing.
that big a deal.
Yeah, figures.
it's not
Because you
that big a
can
deal.
you can change the difficulty. Well, because you
Oh.
can change the difficulty, and that's what I like.
Okay.
So it's not like Dark Souls, where Dark Souls is hard, and this game is like, we want you to enjoy the story if that's what you want to enjoy.
Yeah.
So like go in, change your difficulty, and like you can change the way that enemies fight and stuff.
'Cause I heard
Pretty
when the game first launched, that was like a big thing. It's like, oh, this happens in the game, and it's like, oh, is this the hardest game ever? Dark Souls is so brutal, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, no,
Norse
it's-
Dark Souls.
It's not even like I bought it because a lot of people were comparing it to Dark Souls, and I was like, I'm looking for kind of a new Soulsy like game to play. Maybe I'll go check it out. So I went to go pick it up, and I played it, and I was like, this is not Dark Souls at all.
The one time
Oh, that's cool.
that you're looking for a Souls game to play, and you don't get the Souls game.
That face when.
Bruh.
It's
Oh,
only
yeah,
that's what I've been
$30 though.
playing.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's a cheap game. It's probably about 8 to 10 hours. Like, if you take your time with it and are like going slowly and stuff like that. Like, Brendan beat it in 2 streams, so it's not that long or anything like that, but it's still super fun. So
Yeah, I like
Neato. I like it.
that. Griphen, you?
I like it. Let's see. Since the last time that we did this shit, I beat Persona 5, and no, wait. Did we talk about that last time here? No, yeah.
You did
no,
not.
we talked
you
about
did not
the
beat
twist.
it. You talked about that.
Okay.
a twist.
I beat
twist.
it, and I think the twist was cool. The actual big twist was cool, but I mean, I actually do have problems with the end of Persona 5, but we won't get into that.
Do you want me to do the thing again?
No.
And we can discuss it?
No. I'm not gonna get into
okay.
it right now. I beat Persona 5. Good fucking time. Gonna go back to Persona 3 soon enough. I don't know when. Not right now though.
Why are you
I'm going back for
You're
New
just
Game
juggling
Plus.
3 and 5.
Yes.
Oh my.
No, then I'm going to 4. Then I'm going to New Game
Oh.
Plus 5, and then I'm going to New Game Plus 4. Yeah.
Can you play another game that's not Persona?
Yes, and what I have been playing, it's not Persona, it's Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Which is technically still
Not it's not Persona though.
Alright, fair enough.
Though, actually, like Vlad pushed me into going back into Shin Megami Tensei 4, and also the vote did. But now that some story elements have surfaced in Shin Megami Tensei 4, I'm thinking now that I should probably go back to playing Strange Journey, Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey, the DS one, because
Maybe you should wait until the 3DS one
it's
comes
very
out.
yeah no or wait till the 3DS one comes out, because there's hints, like not even hints, just straight up like, oh, there's a character from Strange Journey. Okay, I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even know that these games were linked. Okay, then I guess the Strange Journey is a prequel. That's weird. Okay. So, like, yeah, I
Interesting.
know. I didn't even fucking realize it. But I don't like Shin Megami Tensei 4 too much.
That's the one on the DS, right?
Yeah, the 3DS.
3DS, yeah.
The 3DS.
Yeah, I don't like it all that much either.
It's
I-
one of those like RPGs where you go into a fight, and like if you are 2 levels under leveled, then you'll get one shot, and
Yeah,
it's just like
you're
go back
dead.
and grind.
Uh-huh.
It's like Vlad denies that there's grinding. I don't believe his bullshit. Like,
No,
I
unless-
don't.
he's lying.
Yeah.
Unless he's playing on easy as shit mode.
No, he's
because
playing as normal, but he's just he's talking shit because he plays the game a lot. It's probably like his 3rd or something playthrough. He's like, "Oh, it's not bad. It's a good game." And we're like, "This is the first time I've ever played Shin Megami Tensei 4, and it's hard." And you know it was hard the first time through. And he's like, "No," and he's like, "Fucking, you're a liar, dude."
You're a fucking liar. Because I'm not like, I'm even grinding a little bit as I go along. I'm not like skipping out on fights. I'm fighting every encounter that comes along, and I'm still getting one shot at bosses. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
no,
so that's a clear indicator that it's like the game expects me to grind. I'm even doing all the side quests too.
I had that problem throughout that entire So, how far have you gotten in the game? Out of curiosity.
I just beat Minotaur.
Just tell me where you are. Like, have you gotten out of the opening city thing?
Opening city thing. What do you mean?
Like, when you dungeon crawl?
Yeah.
You dungeon crawl, right?
Yeah, you dungeon crawl.
And then
and you go
but
to...
you dungeon crawl in the castle, right? Have
Mm-hmm.
you gotten out of the castle?
Yeah, I've gotten to the first terminal where you can like teleport down into like below Naruku.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're still not super far yet.
Not very far, no.
Yeah. Okay. It's been a while. That's the only reason I asked, like, where you were, because I honestly, like, I could not tell you what fights or bosses there were in that game.
Yeah.
But I switched the difficulty to easy mode because, like, I was playing that game and I was getting so frustrated. I was like, I don't want to sit here and grind these same enemies over and over and over and over and over again. Like, this is boring ass shit.
Yeah. And I like extra a lot of grinding is going into this, and it's very slow leveling. And I'm like, why would I want to do this to myself?
I fought like a lot of the enemies and stuff like that, and I was still getting beaten to hell, and like I was losing all of my people, and like I was not having fun. So I suggest switching it to the easy difficulty if you don't want to do the grind, because at the easy difficulty, what it does is it basically makes it so that if you just hit every encounter, you'll have a little bit of harder time, but like bosses won't insta kill you.
Okay. Like that seems fair enough.
And I mean, I enjoyed it more on easy difficulty than on normal difficulty, and I keep trying to go back and play it on normal difficulty, and I keep saying to myself, this is still not fun. And I never beat the game because it's just not fun. It's just not my type of game.
Like I love JRPGs, but like the older I get and the more that I play, the more that I'm just like, why would you expect someone to put unnecessary amounts of time just fighting the same enemies over and over to up their numbers? Like,
whenever I tell that to anybody, like, oh, you're just bad. You just don't want to fight in games.
Like, it's like, no, I was talking to like a friend about this, and they were like, they brought up the point, like, well, grinding as a concept was made to artificially lengthen game time for RPGs. Same way that like difficulty of platformers in the old days was just super artificially difficult to lengthen the game time, because it was just a limitation of the platform. But now that there's like way more space than devs can actually like fill, even on a fucking 3DS cartridge. I mean, they could, but like there's no reason to like expect a player to grind unless you're trying to just make an elitist like
you gotta be super good at this game.
It's not even like there's no being good at it. It's just a fucking numbers game. You press A to attack.
Okay.
Isn't the deal like it's supposed to be like, find the weakness, get another attack, find the weakness, get another attack, and then you like wipe them all out.
But the game doesn't give you enough MP to do that.
Yeah, no, it doesn't let you fucking go back to like give you a way out to go nap in your bed to restore your MP, like until you hit after the big Minotaur fight, which is where I just got to, where I'm at a terminal, and it's like you can teleport back to your home base now to instantly get your MP back.
That's so far away.
I know.
For you to actually just get that ability.
It's so bad. It's not. Like, okay, so I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Like, do you accept grinding in like older games like Earthbound? Because I've been I've been watching Brendan stream a lot lately, and Brendan streams games like Earthbound, and he's been going into like JRPGs and stuff like that, right? And so I watched him play Earthbound, and he had to do a lot of grinding in Earthbound. I think by the time he got all the way to Gygas, he was level 9 or level 80 something, with every side character, and 90 with Ness.
Jeez.
And like, so I mean, I think a lot of that was him going out of his way to like complete quests and have fun and like experience the entirety of the game, right?
Yeah.
He had a lot of Earthbound fans in his stream at the time, and they were all telling him, okay, well, go do this and go do this, and like it's just a lot of fun stuff. And I mean, I don't know how I feel about grinding in today's games.
Grinding for the sake of grinding in today's games, believe is just unforgivable and inexcusable. In past games, I know what it's for. I get why they did it, and I can give it leniency for that. But if it gets to a point where it's like Mother 1 or something, then it's like, no, I'm not gonna play this game. This is good. It's not use of my time. I don't want to fucking do it. This is not worth it because just no, like it's literally just fighting the same things over and over and over and over and over again. And if you don't do it, then you just cannot proceed.
Yeah,
and it's painful and stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I give way to older games, like you said, Dio, because like they're older games. I can understand why they do it. Like I did that with like Dragon Warrior when I played that. I was like, it expects if there wasn't grinding involved, I would have beaten this game in about 20 minutes. But instead, I beat it in 6 hours. So like I can give it that. But like this is the wrong kind of grinding.
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
If grinding is fun, then sure. Like if I can mow down mobs of enemies, or like in Persona 5 with Ryuji's ability, like lower level enemies, if you ambush them, you just auto kill them. You don't even go into a fight with them. That's good.
That's the thing. At least like, if you're gonna have grinding in your game, at least make the grinding fun to actually do. Like,
yeah, and even Earthbound had that, where like you touch an enemy if you're way higher level than it. Oh, you won the fight. Yeah. Congrats.
Good job. But,
right, like.
And I was telling Vlad when we were having the talk in the Discord, like many games have solved the issue of grinding. Bravely Default gave you the option to like grind in spurts, like you like ramp up the random encounter rate and fast forward through like encounters, like so you can grind and get leveled up super quickly if you need to. But if you're tired of random encounters, you can just turn it off and just go through the story, and it's great.
Another great one is The World Ends With You.
Oh,
that one gives you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say that one gives you like the ability to make a like lot of choices in how you get enemies. Like you can face small enemies. You can put the levels up higher of the enemies you face and stuff like that. Like it gives you a lot of ways to change the difficulty.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Simple numbers grinding, like what I'm experiencing in this game, is like almost inexcusable in today. Like, but what sucks about it is I do like the story. I do like the characters and writing, and I'm intrigued by the mystery of what's going on in the character, like in the story. But the absolute number grind is keeping me from experiencing that story, and I hate it.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I watched a gambling anime.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
This motherfucker I watched Kaiji, for everyone who's interested. And this motherfucker in the second season plays a single game of pachinko for 10 episodes. 10 20-minute episodes of nothing but a single game of pachinko.
Sponsored by Konami.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I wanted
Alrighty.
by episode like 6 I wanted to kill myself.
That sounds like the friggin' 7 episodes of Haruhi, which is literally the same fucking episode over and over.
Like oh my god. I looked at I just like kept on watching it like blankly and just hit next episode at the end of each episode, and then I was like, how long has he been playing this? And scrolled down and counted the episodes since he started, and I'm like, it's been 6 episodes. He's still playing this. How many more is he doing?
Game of pachinko.
What the hell?
Dude.
How much
10
more
out of
can the
10.
fucking narrator make allegories for how fucking like much of a monster this pachinko machine is, and how the balls are him imposing his will onto the pachinko machine?
Oh my gosh. You have to understand, pachinko is an art, dude.
Really good series though.
Yeah.
DL, what have you been playing?
Oh boy, here we go. Okay, so I guess Griffin's gonna be happy about this one.
Okay.
Everybody's been really hyped and raving and happy for the past couple weeks about a certain blue hedgehog.
Making a comeback, boys.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, and I really alright, I'm gonna preface this. I really don't like 2D Sonic. I really don't like 2D Sonic. And I honestly believe that, like, the good 3D Sonic games are better than the 2D Sonic games. That's just my personal opinion. But everybody
I agree with you 100%.
Thank you, holy shit. But everybody on the fucking planet is like, oh, dude, Sonic Mania is amazing. Oh, you should go and play Sonic Mania. Oh, tell you, man, this is good. This return to form or whatever, and I'm like, I don't like it. It's like, play it anyway. And so, because of bad financial decisions and peer pressure, I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna buy Sonic Mania, and I'm gonna see what the hell this entire game is about, and I'm gonna regret my life decisions after this. But I didn't necessarily regret my life decisions.
You didn't regret all your life decisions?
Not all of them.
I mean,
that's your rating of the game.
It's still 2D Sonic, and I'm still. It's not like it converted me. I'm still not a fan, but it fixed a lot of like my first like exposures to the 2D Sonic formula was 1 and 2, and I really dislike them. I think that just like. I know they tried to do with the whole, like, speed and platforming, momentum-based physics and shit. I didn't think it worked. I think they failed. I think a lot of the level design did not allow for any of that to shine through at all. Because you just be running, and then something that you could never possibly react to just comes out of nowhere. And you lose all your rings and go to, like, 0 miles per hour from 120. And then you have to, like, try and deal with other bullshit, like, debts from crushing things that can take you out regardless of how many rings you have, and a whole bunch of fucking garbage that it was just infuriating to play those first 2 games, and it was for that main reason that I just was very hesitant on getting this one. And while those are still there in certain areas, it's much more bearable, and I actually found myself kind of enjoying some of the levels in this one because the level design is fucking great.
Hey.
Yeah. It's not bad. It took me a while to actually get into the groove of it. Like, the first 2 days was just pure suffering, but then I got to, I think it was a completely different, ironically, it was one of the levels that are completely original and not the like the fan service levels, called Press Garden. And can I just like explain something? Mm-hmm. If I regardless of how I think about how Sonic plays, Sonic always has good music.
Oh yeah. No, I can get behind Sonic music for sure.
Yeah, Sonic always has good music.
Yeah.
And
you have me at that.
Yeah. And so I got to this one of the original ones called Press Garden, and Press Garden it's weird because it's like Eggman's like newspaper printing like fucking factory or some bullshit like that. It's like it's a printing press. The first whole act is a printing press, and it's like weird, and you're like running on top of like letters and shit, and like there's like weird mini games in it. And the first act was just like weird and whatever, and I'm like, okay. And then you go on to the second act, and you go outside of the factory, and it's just like you're in Japan. And it's just like cherry blossoms, and it's winter, and it's an ice level. And I hate ice levels. But I love this one. Because I don't know how they did it. It's like, oh my god, they have an ice level and it's Sonic. This is gonna be terrible. And it's literally my favorite level in the entire game. And I didn't think that would ever happen, ever. It has this weird mechanic where, like, you're like, there's like cold air, or like some enemies that are like you're supposed to purposefully get frozen by, but it doesn't hurt you. You just get like stuck as ice, and the momentum from the ice just makes you slide and go super fast and like break obstacles and shit. And it's the most satisfying thing ever to just like be picked up in
Sonic
speed.
Ice in Sonic games.
Yeah, it's just like you just pick up in speed as you're like going through like loopy loops and slopes and shit, and then you just break out the ice and you just like find secrets and shit. It's like, this is freaking amazing. How did they do this? How did they do this? Like stuff like that. When I felt when they were being completely original and making their own mechanics and stuff is when I felt the game shined the most, because it didn't have to rely on like the older games. And even like the second acts of most of the older ones which had pretty much completely unique level design, I think were better than the first acts, which were just like the original level design, which I think goes to show that the Sonic team kind of sucked. Well, not really. But yeah, these guys is great. And like, regardless of what I think, like really, it's like, oh, it's not that great. They know what the game was supposed to be for. It's supposed to be for people who did like 2D Sonic, who did like Sonic from back then, and for all of those people, this game is worth all of your money and more, because you can play as like literally every fucking pair of characters. Like all of the animations and shit are like the graphics are better than the Genesis by far. But it's still in like old enough to like look nostalgic. It's really colorful. The music again is godlike. The animations and stuff is in 60 FPS. I've never seen Sonic wiggle his fucking finger in a cleaner FPS than this. It's fucking
that
cool.
Super
dude.
Clean wiggle, bruh.
Dude. Yeah, but like you can feel the passion using from this game, and I think that's the thing that kept me with it. Like it, the people who made it were passionate about it, and they made it for people who were passionate about it, and I can understand why people like it.
They got
I
Sonic
still
fans to make a
don't.
Sonic game, and it turned out to be good.
Yeah, it's like that meme where it's like Sega's just like, oh, you think it's so easy to make a Sonic game? Well, you go ahead and make it, and then they just take it. And
8 out of
done.
10.
Yeah, but that is good shit. I am glad that I did not hate it, and I'm glad that I did not like only like suffer and have like nothing like good to say about it. I'm glad that I enjoyed this game.
Well, good job.
Really good. If you are
Overcame
a
your
Sonic
prejudice.
fan, get it. If you are a Sonic fan and you haven't gotten it, the fuck are you doing with your life? But if you are just a fan of like platformers in general, give it a shot. You might like it. So
I still need to play it.
Yeah.
Going to one day.
I am not. I am never gonna pick it up.
Don't.
Ever.
Don't be me. I only got it because I was fucking forced by multiple people.
I have seen gameplay of it, and I'm just like, all right, it's 2D Sonic. It's exactly what I grew up playing, and I hated what I grew up playing. Like Mario, I get what Sega was trying to do. They were trying to make Mario, and they they did okay.
Yeah.
They just didn't do amazingly well.
Mm.
Sonic is boring. I'm sorry, people. Yeah.
Get out of here, IGN.
Boring. Damn. That's,
Sorry.
Yeah. I just really wish they could have. I know they tried to make it like feel like the originals and stuff, but like there are so many stupid things holding that game back. Why is there a life system? Why is there still a life and continue system?
Because it's nostalgia, dude.
Oh,
That's
dude,
what it
it's
is.
the best, dude. And like I was talking to somebody in one of the discords about it, and I'm like, they're like, oh man, life systems are like so important. They don't have life systems in Sonic Forces, the 3D one coming out this winter. It's like, oh, this is so easy, blah blah blah. And I'm like, life systems do not like contribute to the difficulty of the game at all. It's just another reason to artificially fucking lengthen the game. It's stupid.
Oh, lives?
And
Yeah.
like it's like, oh, but imagine like Sonic Mania without the lives. I'm like, I would be fucking ecstatic if this game didn't have a life system, because I'm tired of replaying the first whole 2 acts of Oil Ocean and then dying 4 times to the stupid squid boss that is bullshit, and everybody knows it's bullshit because everybody's complaining about it, and then having to redo the whole fucking 2 acts again because it's fucking like, if I'm stuck at a certain part, the first thing I want to do is go back and do that part again until I get it right. I'd rather be bashing my head against a wall for about 20 minutes than bashing my head against a wall 3 times, then taking like 20 paces back and charging all the way back to the wall to bash my head in, and 3 times some more, and do that over and over and over again for like 3 hours. It's stupid. Why, like, and it's just like stuff like that they kept from old Sonic that they could have easily just done away with to make the game better. They kept, and it sucks.
Yeah. I
It
don't
might
know.
just be for nostalgia's sake.
It is 100% for nostalgia's sake, and that is a great segue
Is it?
into what we're talking about after the break.
You won't
Don't you
know.
think,
You won't
guys?
know till the end of the break.
Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone. He's gaining on you, so you better look alive. He's busy revving up the powerful Mach 5. And when the odds are against him and there's dangerous work to do, bet your life's Speed Racer to see it through. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go!
Welcome back.
Wow. DL? We're talking about old school gaming on new school consoles.
I hope you enjoyed that meme, by the way.
It was a great meme.
It was a
I
great
didn't
meme.
even I didn't even give you guys
I
the
know.
meme I was
We
gonna
don't know what
give.
the meme. We don't know exactly the meme was, but you
gave
saw
us a
it.
different meme, and it was still life changing.
Still a good meme.
Oh man.
But
It was a very good meme.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what we came back here to talk with you guys, not with you guys, not to you guys, but with each other, so you guys can listen to us talk about it, is gaming with the older games, like taking the older games, the 1992 games, and you slap them onto the newer consoles, and boom, you got your memories playing right there in front of your face.
Every memory.
Yeah.
All those old school games that you love, like Chrono Trigger
Mm-hmm.
and Earthbound,
Mm-hmm.
and let's get off of Nintendo. Oh wait, most of the old school games are Nintendo.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
But what about
Spyro.
do
Oh, dude.
port?
Spyro is on their PS4.
Now, what's the difference now between ports of old games to newer consoles, and virtual console games?
Nothing.
Okay. Because I'm thinking
Well,
like
actually, no. I'm lying. One of them is straight up just emulation, and the other one is changing the original game and its code to be able to be compatible with the new hardware.
yeah, because I'm thinking
So,
like Star Ocean 3 playing on the PS4. Nah, like you have trophies on it now.
Yeah.
And it's a PS2 game on a PS4. So is that
Dude,
it?
Dark Cloud on the PS4.
Dark Cloud on the PS4
Yeah,
happens.
I heard that was a shit port.
It's actually not. I've heard it's a shit port. I've played it and I haven't had any of those problems.
Same people said the same thing about Rogue
you know,
Galaxy.
you know what video I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Uh,
Don't believe
yeah.
Clipsless lies.
yeah, I have no clue what Clemps was playing, but it sure as hell was not the port I was playing.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Same people who said that about Dark Cloud also said the same thing about Rogue Galaxy being a trash port. And from the stuff that from the couple dozen hours I put into the PS4 version of it, it's not like there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, no, I mean, overall, they were fine ports to me. I mean, that's the thing, though, right? Like, you gotta be like, you gotta be smart about what you pick up, because there are really bad ports out there too.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Of older games. I mean, and then there are just really bad older games out there.
that get ports for some reason.
Yeah,
Now this
because
isn't
they were
the
popular.
HD console. Like, this isn't the HD remaster episode. This is just playing old games on new consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you know, I don't know if I enjoy doing it, to tell you the truth.
No?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I enjoy playing older games on newer consoles. So, like, for example, I honestly miss the days where I had to put in where I had to hold the old blocky controller for Nintendo and play like my games with this blocky controller where I have only A and B start and select, and that's it.
Yeah. And you want to
right?
blow in the cartridges and shit like that. Yeah.
Now I
Just
play
press
on
the button.
like everything is so much more. It's not so much that it's like I play on a joystick and it just doesn't have the same feel. You know what I mean?
What do you play
Like
on
if
D-pad?
because you can't really play like a lot of consoles these days have the joystick where the D-pad used to be.
I mean, that doesn't stop me.
I can't. The D-pad's in too weird of a place. That's it. My fingers are very large, so when it comes to it, like I gotta kind of like bend my thumb in like the most uncomfortable position, and it just doesn't. For me, at least, it just doesn't feel comfortable. But that's just me.
Gotcha.
That's why I bought all my old games that I want to play on my consoles that I have.
Well, there are also some, like, I'm trying to think in my head about, like, amazing things that we're going to talk about Nintendo a lot here because they are bringing a lot of their old shit onto virtual consoles. And I think that playing old Game Boy games on 3DS is really satisfying. It's like, I would have never played Pokemon Yellow ever again if they didn't put it on the 3DS. And then I wouldn't
I
have
don't think I would ever
realized-
play
Yeah.
Pokemon Yellow again. Have you, like,
Well, I was about to say,
old
yeah.
school
I was about to say,
Pokemon
like, I
games,
wouldn't
man?
have played Yellow again if they didn't put it on 3DS, and then I wouldn't have realized how awful first-gen Pokemon was.
Oh man,
They're gonna put they're gonna
man.
put Gold and Silver on it, Gold, Silver, and Crystal on it, and I'm gonna have to play those again because I missed
Hey,
those
but
games.
those aren't nearly as
I
trash.
know, right?
they
I can't
aren't
wait.
nearly as bad.
I can't wait. Like,
yeah.
it's so like it's instead of having to deal with the sometimes glitchiness and not having a backlight on your Game Boy, and also having to worry about saving and then turning off the game instead of just putting your 3DS in sleep. Like it makes a lot of those older games much that's the point of it. Just makes older games a lot more accessible and that I wouldn't have played again or for the first time.
And yeah, I think that's kind of my thing too, but I can see where Haunter is coming from. But because on the thing is oh well, now you're limited to the controller options that you have on the newer consoles, and usually you think that's fine. But that sucks. But on the other hand, it could be actually terrible because I think really when it comes to controller stuff is on a case by case basis because if I were to get the virtual console release of Majora's Mask on Wii, and then I have to play the game with the classic controller.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No, you're giving me flashbacks to me playing Ocarina of Time on the Wii U with the Pro controller, and I had to use the right analog stick as C buttons.
That's what. Fun fact. So, you can actually customize the controllers.
You can, but there's not enough buttons on the face
for the C
buttons.
Sticks. Yeah. No. So here's what happened, and I was actually going to get into this.
Okay.
That's one thing I do like is that you can now customize controls. So
good shit.
Yeah, it's good shit. Exactly. But what you can do is you put what I ended up doing was I put C right to X, C left to Y. I changed R to Z or to C down. And
I should have done that.
Yeah, but the only reason I knew to do that was because that's how the one on the
the 3DS
GameCube and
GameCube.
the 3DS works like that, and so does the GameCube. The GameCube is very much Z is your C down, L is your target now, right? So that it's just I like that you can
That's
customize.
pretty cool.
That is one thing I will say is that customization is really, really good.
And it makes this is I guess abstract, but if you play not abstract, but whatever. If you play Monster Hunter Obscure, there you go. Monster Hunter Freedom Unite on the PlayStation Vita,
what the fuck is that?
Monster Hunter Freedom Unite?
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
It was the Monster Hunter on the PSP, and it was second generation Monster Hunter. But if you play the PSP version of Monster Hunter Freedom Unite on the PS Vita, which you can do, then you can customize the controls to set the D-pad to the right analog stick on the Vita, so you can actually play with the right analog stick that controls the camera in a Monster Hunter game.
God. You don't know how revolutionary that is.
I know, it's so amazing.
Right stick on a Monster Hunter game?
Dude, I'm so excited for Monster Hunter World just for that.
I know, right?
Just for the fact that I will have a dedicated stick that can control the camera.
I'm just gonna go on a slight tangent for 2 seconds to say that when I think it was a Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate came out, they did the demo for it. And I was like, I'm just gonna see what the hell this shit's about. And I tried it. I made my class and all this stuff. I played for 5 minutes, and the camera was like, "No, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't do this."
Yep.
And
That's why they made the Circle Pad Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta buy a fucking
But if you have a
peripheral.
new 3DS, then you can use the nub.
Yeah,
C-nub, man.
Now I gotta buy another 3.
You want to know? You want to know how I play Monster Hunter? I play Monster Hunter with the camera like really, really bad, and just hit L every like 5 seconds. It's just like,
Yeah.
I want it behind me. I want it behind me.
Yeah.
I want it behind me.
That's how I play Zelda.
Yeah.
On 3. Because this Majora's Mask had the same thing. Oh, if you have done a new 3DS, you can use an actual camera. I was like, well, I don't have money, so I'm just gonna press L every 2 seconds.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's great, but I really like when old games get ported and like are brought into the new age. I mean, they don't get rid of all the quirks, but they do get rid of a lot of quirks.
Yeah. I think there's another thing, like, yeah, you can customize controls, and I think that's really good. That's like a huge plus, because you definitely can't do that on the original games. But there's still like the issue of just the controller in general. You can feel that it was not made to be on this controller.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
It's just like I remember distinctly playing like Super Metroid. By the way, I don't think I'm ever going to finish Super Metroid. It's just no. But
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about that. I started up Super Metroid and I was playing it, but it was on the Wii U, so I was playing it for like a good amount of time on my gamepad, and I was like, why is this a thing? No. It's like, no, I'm stopping this. And I went to the Pro Controller, and it's like, this is still not good, but it's still better than before. And I feel like the main reason is just that, like, it genuinely hurt playing it. I genuinely hurt my thumbs playing that thing on both of those controllers. It hurt playing Super Metroid in general, because I think I remember distinctly getting stuck on some place and I needed to use like wall jumps to get out of wherever I was, and wall jumping in Super Metroid is not easy, and wall jumping in Super Metroid on an emulated controller is also not easy. So it's like, no. Very much no.
Yeah.
But then you have other stuff where it's like, oh, here's this N64 game, like fucking, I don't know, Glover or some shit.
Glover.
And here's an actual controller that you can play it on, because the Nintendo 64 controller is the weirdest controller I've ever seen in my entire life, and I don't know how Nintendo decided that was a good idea.
I mean,
I don't know. It feels so weird playing on the Pro Controller, though. Like, you can feel how Nintendo intended for that game to be played on a shitty analog stick. So when you're
like,
analog stick,
so when you're playing it on a smooth analog
guys.
stick, it feels weird. Yeah.
I have a question for you guys. Have you used an N64 controller recently?
Yes.
Recently, no.
Yes. Today I did.
Oh.
How do you think it feels?
How do I think it feels?
Like, legitimately, like because other than the like analog stick, I didn't really have a whole problem with the N64 controller. Even as a kid, even in today's day, I don't have that big a problem with it.
No, I didn't either. I love it, actually. I don't.
To me, yeah, it feels like you're holding like a sword or something, and you got like the arm guards on or the hand guards.
It is objectively, compared to a lot of other controllers, it is objectively a bad controller design, but since it was my first console, my hands have molded to it, so I don't care.
I think that's the thing that I envy you guys for, because I'm like, my first console was a PlayStation 1, so I have like a normal controller growing up, and then it's like, I went to like my cousin's house, and he's like, "Oh, dude, I got an Nintendo 64." It's like, "Oh, cool! I've never had a Nintendo 64." And I like start playing the game, and it's like, how do I hold this? Why is the stick in the middle of the thing and the stuff jutting out? Why are the buttons here? Why are there 3 C buttons?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it's awful, but we just love it 'cause it's awful.
It's perfectly awful.
It's
It's like
perfectly
the
awful.
best kind of awful, in my opinion.
That's how they
great.
designed it. They're like, let's make it
And
so
the
weird
GameCube
that
controller, and it was lit.
yeah.
The GameCube controller is pretty good.
GameCube
I
I
controller
think
is
it's
amazing.
I think it's overrated.
No,
I
I think it's
think- yeah.
overrated.
I don't. I think it's the perfect controller.
I
Really?
don't
Alright.
agree.
Yeah.
I don't agree. I think recently I think that the perfect controller right now is the PS4 controller.
How do you feel about the Pro Controller for the Switch?
The Pro controller for the Switch is not bad. I rate the Pro controller for the Switch about on par with a Xbox 360 controller or Xbox One controller. I find both of those on about the same level. So
Nice.
so
hardly
really
different.
like how are they different?
No. I said yeah. They're hardly different.
Yeah, they are very like not very different at all. But I mean I rate them on the same system and everything like that. So I'm okay with either one. But PS4 is kind of right now at the top of my list of like this is a comfortable controller. But
Yeah.
I also never used to like the PS4 controller or the PS3 controller.
Really?
Yes.
Sorry, like on the topic of what we were supposed to be talking about, like
Yes.
I was
Oh
thinking
yeah,
about
we just
before,
went through
of
controllers for
emulation.
a second.
On the topic of emulation, I just want to say that I have generally like stopped trusting like PlayStation emulation of PS1 games.
For
virtual-
PS3?
Yes, for
or...
PS3. Well, for PS3 because there's not any on PS4.
Well, there's one on PS4.
Isn't the
What?
Crash trilogy on PS4?
Well,
Yeah, but
Along
that's
with
not. That's
Spyro?
not.
That's a remake.
That's.
No, I mean the actual legitimate PS1 games.
on
I don't
PS4?
think so. I
Are
don't
you talking
think
about
so.
emulation or just
No,
ports?
like virtual console emulation, like
Isn't PS Now a thing?
well, PS Now is a thing. That's streaming though. It's different.
Alright.
Yeah.
I mean, is it though?
Yeah, that's streaming.
don't
That's
know.
processing on different hardware and streaming the results to your PS4.
Has anybody here used now? Is it good?
I've
I
heard
don't
that it's decent if you have really good internet.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So I'm not getting that.
yeah. Well, okay, so but I was gonna say that I have developed a general distrust for it because when I played Final Fantasy VII, just the PS1 version of Final Fantasy VII on my PS3, I went for like 4 hours without saving, without thinking about it, and the game just glitched and just like I couldn't even access the menu to like it
Save.
didn't freeze or crash, like all the textures just went away and were replaced with like green and black polygons everywhere. And
The
I
game just
couldn't go in my
decided to
menu.
nope.
Yeah, I couldn't go in my menu to actually like save so I could keep my progress because the shitty emulation of the PS1 version of Final Fantasy VII just shat itself, and I was like, well, I can't do this anymore. And that's why I quit playing Final Fantasy VII.
Mm.
Also because it was boring when it hit the second disc.
Final Fantasy.
Burn.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7. I will agree. Final Fantasy 7 is by no means a good game. It's a good game.
But-
It's an okay game.
I'd say it's
But
a bad
it's
game.
not like the best game. Like everybody ports it like as like treats it as like the best game in the world.
This is the best Final Fantasy.
Well, it's their first
And-
Final Fantasy.
And I mean, I only say that just because it was my first Final Fantasy.
It's the
game,
first
and I
Final
keep
Fantasy.
saying that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think I also think 6 is overrated too, though.
Oh,
Dang.
damn. Burn.
Like
Have we gone into the fact that I like 13?
Yeah,
We did.
and you're wrong, but it's good to have an opinion.
We'll get into that one day once you finally play it and you're like, Griphen, you're trash. And your opinion is trash.
One day I'll play it and I'll be like, yeah, I was right. This game sucks.
I was right.
The Atari is coming back.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah. That's
Atari box is happening. Let's go, boys.
good burn.
Atari box.
Atari box.
We want to emulate old games, but we also want to make it so that you can play new ones.
Oh,
That's actually
not...
what they're aiming for.
They're
By the
doing
way,
it right.
They're making an emulator
They're doing it right, though.
that can do new games.
Well, I was going to say, like, actually, at my work, I work at Office Max in retail. It sucks. I hate my life. But we actually have two, like a single video game shelf. And the only thing on it is like an Atari like plug and play emulation box with 180 games on it. Atari 2600. And
my brother has that, by the way.
That's awesome.
That box, he
awesome.
has it. I
That's
have
amazing.
no clue where it went, but he has
What
one.
the cool thing about it is it's got like 181 built-in Atari 2600 games on it, and it has like authentic Atari 2600 like joystick controllers. And it can also work with real other Atari 2600 controllers if you want to plug them in. But it also has like a cartridge slot in the top, so you could just slap an actual 2600 cartridge in it and play it.
See, I kind of wish that the SNES and the NES Classic could do that as well.
I know, me too.
Like,
Sega did that though.
yeah,
Well,
I mean,
so the other thing I was gonna say though is, that you guys remember the Genesis 3? The
what?
the Genesis 3.
the Genesis 3?
Yeah.
The what?
You
I
guys
don't
know
think
What the
that's a
about,
heck
thing
is
that
the
exists.
Genesis 3?
you guys know
I
about
think
there's a
you're-
Genesis. There was the Genesis OG Genesis, and then they released the revamped like remodeled version, sort of like how PS3 Slim is a thing, and they called it the Genesis 2. And then they released, but it wasn't like compatible with a lot of like the expandable, cartridge things. And then they released the Genesis 3, which is like the size of 2 credit cards next to each other. And
The Genesis 3 console is a bargain basement model of the Sega Mega Drive.
Yep.
Sega Genesis North America.
Yes.
That was sold under license by Majesco in 1998.
Mm-hmm.
It is often derisively called the hockey puck due to its rather squat appearance and limited capabilities.
And it's really fucking cool. It's just a tiny little Genesis, a Genesis that literally fits the palm of your hand, and it's amazing.
A Genesis worth $50. That's
Yes,
awesome.
but we actually have a version of the Genesis 3 that has Genesis games built into it. At my work, it's the same as the little Atari box thing, but Genesis games, and it has like 70 Genesis games on it.
Oh, holy crap! It's worth something.
I know.
That's
it's fucking great.
actually pretty cool.
I know it has like the first couple Sonic games on it. It's got Shining Force. It's got like Phantasy Star, like Altered Beast.
Dude, are you kidding me?
I know, right?
Can you I would
Fantasy
pick
Star?
up I would pick up one of these consoles.
I know, right?
Where is your Office Max?
And it's like, I think it's $50. This thing, it's
Are you,
pretty
$50?
good. It's pretty good.
That's like
I know.
that's
It's a little
That's
bit of a
awesome.
price, but and it
that's
can
actually
also,
not a little bit of a price. There's a box here in where I live. Basically, you can, if you have the cartridge of an old game, so NES, SNES, Genesis, it's a Retron.
the Retron,
right?
yeah.
Oh, the Retron.
And holy crap, like, it's super expensive. It's like $225 Canadian or $150 Canadian or something like that. It's super expensive.
I heard it's not even that good.
No,
Which
I
one
had
is it,
one
though.
I have the Retron 5.
Oh, that was the bad one.
Was that the bad one?
Well, see, yeah. So like Hyperkin, the people who made it, they used like unlicensed shitty emulators, like. So the Retron 5 was the one that they made that actually has like an operating system in it, and that operating system runs really shittily made emulators that were unlicensed by the people who actually made the emulators. So they just sort of yoinked them and put them in their product without asking.
So they just decided to be like, yeah. This is ours.
But the ones before that, the Retrons 3 and 2 respectively.
That 4.
They didn't make one. Yeah. the ones that the Retron 3 and 2, the one that played NES and SNES and NES, SNES, and Genesis games respectively, they were just pure hardware emulation, and they worked amazing. Like I had the Retron 3, and it's perfect. Yeah,
crazy. Have you heard anything about the Retron handheld SNES like Game Boy thing?
No. What is that?
So
there's a Retron handheld.
So basically it's just an SNES system, but built in to be like a Game Boy. So you can plug in your SNES game in the back, and then you can bring it along with you.
That's fucking cool.
That's awesome.
And I have no clue how it works. I've seen it, and I'm just kind of like, is this worth it? Because God, I could bring some SNES games along, but at the same time, I'm like, maybe I don't want to bring SNES games out, considering most of my SNES games are worth like $100 or more.
Yeah, maybe not. No, dude, they were like they've been like advertising it a shit ton on Facebook. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's this new like sort of phone case product thing coming out that works with Android phones, that like is the lower half of an OG like gray brick Game Boy, and you just slot your phone into it, and you can actually just take Game Boy cartridges and put it in there and play Game Boy games on your phone.
That's insane.
Yeah, and it actually has like Game Boy buttons on it. It looks super fucking cool. I like it because I hate like emulating Game Boy games on my phone.
Gotcha.
Because touchscreen controls.
I tried it. Phone emulation. I like that. That's a thing that can happen. But man, buttons, touchscreen, it's not satisfying at all.
No, there's no satisfying way to play a emulated game on a phone.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry.
There are right ways to do games on phones. Touchscreen controls aren't it. Or like touchscreen emulated buttons are not it.
So this is a little bit off topic, but
we've been off topic for a little bit.
Yeah, we don't.
But I've been playing Brave Exodus Final Fantasy on the phone.
Yeah. Sweet.
You know that one, the one with Ariana Grande in it.
Yes.
Who I unlocked, by the way. She is my main
Ariana
character
Grande
right now.
Is an official Final Fantasy character. I love it.
Wait, what?
Yes,
Ariana Grande is a Final Fantasy character, and the world is wonderful.
Where?
In the phone game Brave Exodus, Final Fantasy. She is an unlockable character that you can get through gacha. Like the game is entirely gacha based, and there's currently a promotion going on right now where you can do one of the what the game calls Vortex and unlock Ariana Grande as a playable character and put her in your party.
Oh my gosh, it's true. Why is it? She's on the fucking thing. Why is she on the icon for the thing? Oh my gosh.
Right? So, anyways, that's not what I wanted to talk about. But what I wanted to talk about was the controls. So the game is very tap based. It's a new spin on like Final Fantasy controls. But the thing is, like, the controls are very, very, like, when you're exploring around, they have touchscreen controls. So basically, if you flick up and hold, you're going up. If you flick to the left and hold, you're going left. Like, it's very, like, kind of reminiscent of a joystick on a touchpad. I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting way to control the game.
Yeah.
The problem is, I always click on the character and then move. Right? Because I just think of that in the sense, and it's just a very strange way to control the character when you're adventuring around in this Final Fantasy game with Ariana Grande. I'm not even joking. Like, it's the weirdest shit to have your most powerful character be Ariana Grande, and she's out there singing a freaking song and blasting Stoneras on
Name Dangerous Ariana, job, singer, gender, female, race, human.
What?
Bio, a beautiful singer from a distant world whose goal is to bring
God.
love and grow peace in the realm. Born as a talented young singer, she started performing from a young age. She became committed to her passion for music and eventually became a popular singer.
Things I
This
did
is a
not
thing in
expect.
a game.
Top of the list of things I didn't expect in 2017. Ariana Grande is an official Final Fantasy character.
Yeah, yo, I'm gonna copy this image. I'm gonna paste it in Discord here, and you guys can just enjoy this. For our viewers at home, I will be putting this out on the video, so you can see this. But
I'm glad that we can do that now. By the way.
Someone
check
made this,
this out.
Not an official
Check.
Final Fantasy character. Official Final Fantasy character.
That's the Ariana Grande I have up top, by
Oh
the
my
way, on
gosh.
top of your little meme. But
Oh my gosh.
Nice Ariana, dude. It's a sick Ariana.
I'm just saying, it's sick.
It's a sick Ariana, bro.
It's so weird that she is the strongest character I currently have in that video game.
Fuck this anyway.
So, with that said,
This has been the Adventure Podcast.
when you live in a reality where Ariana Grande could body Cloud Strife.
yup. Yup.
Oh gosh.
Yup. You know
Oh,
what?
man.
You know what? I'm gonna put this forward. Ariana
Okay.
Grande for Final Fantasy Dissidia.
Yes. Yes.
Square,
I'll
make
only
it
let her-
happen.
I'll only let her in if she can have Nicki Minaj as a support.
No. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
god, guys, I miss doing this. I'm glad we
Yeah.
could adventure together
I know
once
it's been way
more.
fucking too long. Hopefully we can do this more often now.
Welcome,
Yes,
welcome
can
to
we-
YouTube.
Yo, yeah, we're on
Um,
YouTube
Please
now.
do
Boy,
this. Again.
it's time.
We're on YouTube now.
Hey,
it's
guys.
time.
Oh yeah.
Go comment down and like and favorite and share our fucking video, please.
And
we
No
need.
subscribe.
favorites on
Because-
YouTube.
Oh, yeah, subscribe.
Apparently,
Oh, yes.
subscription is a thing.
We can
Remember that.
subscribe.
Oh my gosh, we can show for subscribers.
Boy. Yeah, give us
Welcome
that
to
YouTube,
YouTube.
money, boys.
All right, so we'll catch you guys on the next adventure.